materiale. Per cui registro tutto da ora, così poi lo mandiamo anche a Mara. E come vi avevo promesso, io ho fatto uno schemino dove c'è scritto esattamente come si svolge l'esame speaking. Ok? Che è una cosa separata dall'altro. E adesso lo andiamo a seguire. Non è solo teorico, è proprio una parte pratica, solo che l'ho messo un po' in ordine, così che poi ve lo mando e voi ce l'avete, avete tutto, parte 1, 2, eccetera. E lo facciamo in pratica proprio. Ve lo condivido e poi ve lo spedisco, che è questo. Ok? Read the sample text below and answer the question that follow. Ok, iniziamo e ho messo 5 domande tipo che fanno parte di quello che è la prima parte e ve le faccio tutte e 5. Me ne faccio magari 2, 3 a una e 2 all'altra. Poi però voi, quando una volta che vi ho dato questo testo, andatevelo a vedere e fatevi l'autoanalisi, nel senso dell'autoesame, soprattutto anche se avete qualcuno che vi fa le domande, voi provate a vedere le stesse domande con quanta spontaneità riuscite a gestirle, anche perché adesso qui le leggete, però chiaramente sono questo genere di domande. Ok, a parte where are you from, che lo evitiamo. Iniziamo con Francesca. What do you most like about the place where you live?
Let me think. I like living in Ostia because there is the sea and a beautiful pine wood. So the weather is nice for the most of the year. So I think it's a nice place to live in.
Okay, and Marta, what kind of outdoor activities do you most enjoy?
I mostly enjoy walking in the woods because in that way I can stay in contact with nature, and at the same time I can do some sport activity.
Okay, and Francesca, what sport are more popular with people in your country?
I think it's soccer, which I don't really like. But it's the most popular sport in Italy. I think it is followed by maybe tennis, if I don't get wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and which sports do you enjoy playing and watching, Francesca?
I like playing, at the moment I'm into paddle, which is a kind of tennis sport, but in general I like doing fitness. Indeed, I go to the gym every day. I really like watching volleyball and basketball.
Okay. And Marta, what sports are most popular with people in your country, according to you?
It's soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah.
And which sport do you enjoy playing and watching?
The sport that I would enjoy playing and watching is cycling, because I don't know, it's the only one that I find entertaining to watch for some reason. And
even to watch? Even watching, you like
yeah.
it?
Yeah, honestly, whenever there are sports competition, like I don't care at all, but when it's cycling, I'm just like super interested for some reason.
Okay, good. And you are practicing cycling as well?
Yeah.
Good. Now, this is the first part. So 3 or 4 questions about general matters, but mostly about yourself. Okay, so in the part 2 of the test, I'm going to give you each 3 photographs. I would like you to talk about your photographs on your own for about a minute, and also answer a question about your partner's photograph. So we start with Marta. It's your turn first. Here are your photos. They show people waiting for something. I would like you to compare and contrast 2 of the photographs and say what you think the people are waiting for and how they may be feeling.
Okay, so I'm choosing to compare the first picture in the left and the last picture in the right. So these people are waiting for a very different reason. In the first picture, they are probably sorry, they're probably waiting for their airplane, and they may be feeling tired, probably because usually flights are at very strange.
Can you see them there? Can you see them well?
Not really. But usually when you are at the airport, you are really tired because...
Do you think it's an airport?
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't seem like.
No, I don't agree with Marta.
I think it's a post office.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, because I have a very small screen, so it's very... it's post office. Sorry. Because so it's very difficult.
No, of course, you won't have such a short resolution, but you know.
Okay, so
okay, rewind.
Yeah.
Are you choosing the same 2 pictures, or you choosing? Okay.
Yeah, so in the first picture, there are some people waiting at a post office.
Okay.
They're probably very feeling a bit bored and annoyed because usually the post office, you have to wait a lot of time, and employees aren't that kind usually. And in the second picture, the girl is probably waiting for her job interview. And she may be feeling really anxious because and also or maybe she's feeling a bit stressed out because a job interview is something like very important, and you can do that only one time. So she might be feeling anxious because of it.
Okay, now Francesca, which of these people do you think looks most impatient?
I think it's the person in the middle between the 2 photos. She looks impassioned because the train is not arriving. Maybe she has an appointment, so she needs to be there as soon as possible. The people in the 2 photos don't seem be impassioned.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Now, B is your turn now, Francesca. Your photographs show people with animals. I would like you to compare and contrast 2 of the photographs and say what do you think the relationship between the people and the animals is and how the people may be feeling.
Okay. I choose the first one and the photo in the middle.
Okay.
Because I think they are very in contrast, because in the first one, the woman looks happy. Indeed, in the second one, the child is clearly unhappy and sad. Maybe because the cat is ill, and instead in the first one, I can see the woman feeding up the little tiger. Should I say something else?
Yep, because the time is not over.
Oh, okay, okay.
When I say thank you, you stop. Until I say thank you,
okay,
you
okay.
could go on, because 2 minutes are 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if the cat in the middle is died, but I hope not. But maybe it had a surgery, and maybe he's just sleeping. Maybe he's still under the anesthetic.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now, Marta, who do you think has the closest connection to an animal?
I think the girl in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
because she looks really upset that the cat is either ill or the cat has died. We don't know, but probably the cat was like her childhood pet, so they must have had a really close connection, so it must be really upsetting for her, this situation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Part 3. Now, I would like you to talk about something together for about 2 minutes. Here are some situations where people need to take precautions. First, you have some time to look at the task. So can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people need to take precaution in this situation? Traveling, changing jobs, getting married, starting a business, having children. Have a look and think a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now talk to each other about why people need to take precaution on this situation, in this situation, sorry. Okay, you can start.
It's very important to take a lot of precautions before changing a job, because you could easily end up with no money, because if you don't plan that well, you could end up like in a period of time where you have no job.
Is it my turn?
No, you have to talk together. Yes, so it's always your turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to talk together, not with me.
Okay. I think people need to take precaution in about starting a business, because I think it's a big step, and they need to save money to start a business. They need to plan everything about a new business, mostly if it's a brand new business. And then another situation, it might be traveling. Mostly at the moment, everyone needs to take precautions,
Yeah.
Because we are not allowed to travel at the moment if we don't take any precautions.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Also, like speaking of traveling, especially in this situation, you would end up having to not going to the vacation you planned because of, you know, the pandemic situation. So now you need to be extreme. You need to take extreme precautions for that. Another situation which I think is very important to take lots of precautions is before having children, because if you aren't really sure of that, you will end up giving them a not so happy life, and that will be awful. And
Thank you. Thank you. Good. That's good. Okay, now you have another minute to decide for which situation precautions are most important.
I think between this option is having children, because you are putting the life of someone else, let's say, at risk if you don't take the the best precautions. Because in all the other situation, you could exit that situation, but with having children, I think you have to be super cautious.
I keep thinking that at the moment is traveling, because it's a big responsibility, not just for us, but for everyone. Taking precautions is very important in the moment, not just to travel, but because we are living in a pandemic period. So we are not just not allowed to travel for leisure, but even if we have an urgent and we have to travel to visit someone, we need to take precautions.
Okay, thank you.
To be, well, you're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, brave. Okay, now the part 4 is something that you've been asked to get, just one of you, okay, each one. For example, Francesca, why it is always important to feel prepared?
Let me think. I think we need to be prepared, to feel prepared to deal with every situation we have to deal with. And feeling prepared, being prepared, helps us to feel more confident about we have to do. So I think having a good preparation about everything is very important for ourselves in every situation.
And with what situation in life are people usually unprepared for, and why? What do you think?
In what situation? Could you say again, please?
Sure. What situations in life are people usually unprepared for?
Okay. I think it's death. We are not prepared to. I think nobody in world are prepared in lose someone.
Okay.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it is often said that a lot of personal damage could be prevented if people took the time to take precaution and prepare for the worst. Do you agree, Francesca?
Yes and no.
Why? Why not?
Because I think the period we are living showed us that we can be prepared for everything. It's impossible. We can prevent what life how can I say it? Cosa la vita non mi viene neanche in italiano.
Yes,
Questo
that
problema.
life can surprise us
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
What is going to give us and offer us.
Exactly. So we can prevent. We can prevent some kind of disease by prevention, but we can't prevent everything.
And you think that technology can help people feel prepared?
I think so, but I don't think it helps for everything in general. Technology can helps people to feel prepared for example for an exam.
Okay.
Because we can use internet to look for information or to deep inside topics.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Francesca. That was fine. Very good. Now, Marta, just the same questions, but of course your opinion would be could be different. Why it is always important to feel prepared?
It's important to it's important because otherwise you could end up in very awful situations. For example, if you wanted to travel abroad and you don't plan everything like before, you could end up lost in a city when you don't know what to do, for example.
Yeah, sure. And what situations in life are people usually unprepared for, and why?
I agree with Francesca. That is the one that we are mostly unprepared for, because it's, even if you are expecting it, it's you aren't really expecting it, so it's always it will always get you by surprise.
Yes, it is often said that a lot of personal damage could be prevented if people took the time to take precaution and prepare for the worst. Do you agree?
I agree to understand, because if you there are obviously some situations which you can't be prepared for, and if you spend all your time like preparing for the worst, you can't live your life fully.
Yeah.
Because you're always thinking of what could go wrong.
Okay. And how can technology help people feel prepared?
Let me think. Probably if you don't, for example, if you are lost in a city and you have your phone, you can use Google Maps to go where you need. So that that one situation where technology could help to feel more prepared.
Okay.
Or for example, the fact that now with modern medicine we can prevent, like we can spot illness in the beginning, so you can prepare for what is going to happen to you next, and you can and you can evit awful situations.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so actually the thing is that you were starting slower, but as you were talking your you were becoming, both of you, much more fluent. So of course, I know that is a limit of this exam because they just give you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But do not think about it. Just when you are talking about pictures, just be prepared immediately to contrast and compare. And then answering, be careful that you are answering the question that they are asking you. What do you think people are waiting for and how they may be feeling? You both did very well, actually, but immediately trying to be very short in the description, solution, description, compare and contrast. So choose the two. And you did very well when you were choosing the two different here, because they are if they are very different, it's easier for you to speak of some differences, of course. If they are similar, it became more difficult for you to find out which one is different and why.
Yeah, the third one is quite unreal.
Yes, it's very unreal, even because they are smiling. I would never smile in that situation. I think it's a film. I don't think it's real. That's why. So you did very well. Actually, you didn't do many mistakes. Just Marta, you were saying a lot of time, but when you have to say that, it's better that you say along for a long time. Don't say a lot of time is not used. If you can, it's not wrong to say one time, but it's better at your level that you say once instead of one time. And Francesca, some stupid stuff like don't seems or something like that. But you know, they are just saying, or you have to be more careful about pronunciation, because the word responsibility, you say in a different with a different
responsibility
stress. Yeah, you said that. Responsibility.
Responsibility. Okay.
Yes, I know that all these long words they can confuse you. But
like comfortable and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If I have to say them like this, okay. So if I have to say this in a sentence, in a full sentence.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah, it's just a matter of habit. So my suggestion is just trying to speak by yourself in front of a mirror, wherever you want, and do the same with several occasions. Okay.
Because can I ask a question, please, about the 3 photos?
Yes.
Is it correct saying that in the first photos that they are queuing somewhere?
Yes, because queue is a verb, is a British verb. Actually, it's very much used to queue. And it's not used in another language, even because I think that British people are the best in the world to queue.
They are.
To queue. So queuing is just a normal verb and is regular, queued. So they queued, you can use it. It's not reflexive. It's not used with make or do. It's just queue. Okay.
So they are queue or they are queuing?
They are queuing, because remember because when you are describing a picture, you should use the present continuous. So actually they are queuing. But when you speak, say when people queue, they don't like, for example, people that are too near to them, especially in this moment. Okay, but it's okay. So, and you can say picture, first picture, second and third, because they are putting like this. But remember, it depends on the way they are showing you. So never give it for granted that there's one first and one second, but maybe it's better that you point at them, this picture and that picture, because probably you will have physically the pictures in front of you. So you can say this picture on the right, this picture on the left, this picture in the middle.
In the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
If they should be 3 anyway. Okay, so the time is correct. You did it well. This one, instead, you can do it better, because when they are giving you one question with 5 solutions, it doesn't mean that you have to talk about all the solution. But in 2 minutes, you should at least talk about 4 or 3 of them, not just 2. So when you start to do it, for example, why people need take precaution in this situation, and A is starting. I think that you have to be very careful when you have to change jobs, because you don't know where you are going to, and probably you have to know many factors like the long timings, and then the wage, and then other things. And the other can say, yes, but even starting a business in this way could be connected to the same, because, you know, changing jobs or starting a business, they could present the same kind of trouble. Yes, but what about having children? Oh, that is something completely different. So trying to be more in a dialogue, because you don't interact a lot. Because interaction is important. And actually you were doing speeches by yourself, but always with me. You should, of course, on the internet is difficult. That's why we are going to meet sometimes again face to face, but trying to do a real conversation, because it's not just my opinion, then your opinion, then no, you just say, oh, what about having children is something completely different, don't you think so? Oh yes, it's something that has nothing to do with business, but at the same time it's important, because when you start in a new job, you have to consider that you can have children in a short time, maybe. Yes, and then even traveling, because, you know, traveling is something that you could even think when you are starting a new job. You know,
actually they all are connected.
They're all connected, and actually you can leave it one of it, because of course in 2 minutes you can't talk with all of them. And then when you have to take the last minute, that you have to take a solution together, of course it doesn't, like you, where you didn't agree, and that's fine, that's perfect, because you were saying, I think that, and I think those. Okay, that's fine, but if you don't agree, try to be stronger with your thoughts. For example, Marta say, I think that having children is the situation in which you have to be more prepared, and you have to take precaution, because of course you are risking the life of another human being. And you say, yes, but nevertheless, you can have it. I think I'm very positive, so I think that having children is always a good thing, so you will resolve everything at the end. Why? You can't resolve everything, it's not depending on you, like traveling, because, you know, sometimes the situation in the world is so difficult that you can't go on. Something like that, you know. But be stronger if you want to say, otherwise say, oh no, I agree because, and you say because you agree. Okay.
Okay.
I know that is like acting.
Do you have a list of connection word, like whereas,
yes,
or nevertheless?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes I get stuck because I can connect. Not because I don't know words, but because I don't remember them.
Actually, they are more in, because in your book there are not so many, but in this one, the first, it's full of them. So I'm going to send you some exercise or something with connected words for speaking.
I think it will be useful for Mara as well, because she
of course.
She didn't take
what I
the
sent it to you, I
exam.
sent it to everybody.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes. Yeah, because for example, in this, I want to show you. Yes, we got all the time. Did I close the book? Yes, I did. But I'm going to see it and then I'm going to show you. Because when you do the speaking, okay, the language here, useful language with comparing. This is the language for comparing. Seem to be both, but you use it. And let me see. Practicing paraphrasing. Because, you know, it's something that, what question, listen again, you hear. No, because there was an exercise that was just what you were asking to. Let me see. Speaking. Okay, speaking. No, probably at the beginning. That's one. Okay. Seems, way, recon, point, actually, given and justifying opinion. That is a fantastic exercise for you. And then, yes, so let's get into page 63 of the first certificate, because actually this language is always the same. The speaking is not so different from the first certificate. It's very similar. There is the other exercises. They are much more difficult in a way, but the speaking, I think they are expecting from you a lot, but the kind of exam is the same. So this one is the one for school, page 63. Okay, I got it. Oh, okay, I'm sharing with you. Okay. So this is the speaking. Look at this exercise. Giving and justifying opinions. Complete the sentences with words from the box. Trying to do it, Francesca. Okay. Using one of those.
I think everyone should do more sport at school. I actually think everyone should do more sport at school.
So saying, I think everyone should do more sport at school, and say, I actually think everyone should do most at school, it makes the difference. Okay, go on with do one by one. Marta, one.
One way of looking at it is that students might focus better in class if they also did more sport.
Okay, these are even a very good construction to express your ideas. Go on with 3, Fra.
I reckon if people did more sport at school, they wouldn't have enough time to study important subjects.
Seems to me that sport is not really something that students should spend much time doing.
Yes.
From my point of view, it's always better to have as many opportunities to take part in sport as possible.
Okay, you see, these are very short sentences that they express even a different point of view. For example, number 3 and 4, they are contrasting another idea. So you should be able to contrast in this very polite way that is very, of course, very much used in English, and you should do it. Now, other opinions. Oh, this is interesting. This is just real interaction. So let's try to put the two interaction together. So you have the question, an answer, and then the interaction. Okay? These are different opinions. Let's try to do it, Francesca.
Okay, should people do more sport at school? I don't actually think that's necessary.
Okay, and then you have to read them, a bit of them before.
Yeah.
Don't worry, take your time. And Marta, do the same, so the first one that is arriving, it's okay.
After all, there are enough opportunities to do sport outside school if you want to.
Okay, that's it. After all, there are enough opportunities to do sport outside school if you want to. So I don't actually think that it's necessary. This is giving motivation. Okay, try number 2, Marta.
Do you think sports stars are good role models for teenagers? It seems to me that some of them are, and we can learn a lot from them. I mean, they don't all behave well, do they?
Okay, that's good.
Okay, do you think people talk about sport too much? I reckon they do. Some people just talk about it non-stop. You'd think they'd like to discuss other things too, wouldn't you?
That's perfect. That wouldn't you? You see, at the end, you almost never stop with a full stop. You're just trying to give, it's just like a tennis match. So you are giving the word to the other candidate. Okay, let's go on, Marta.
Okay, is sports the best way of keeping healthy? I don't think so. After all, there are sorry. That's because there are other things to consider, like what you eat, for example.
Yes.
How important do you believe it is to take part in sports competitions? Well, I think it's a very good idea. It motivates people, but of course, you shouldn't have to if you don't want to.
Yes. Okay. And so, are there enough sport facilities where you live? Yeah, sure, there are plenty. I don't let you listen to what they say, but give a reason for your opinion and use some expression, the expression you have practiced. So those expressions, I got some list, and I will gather them all, and I'm going to send them to you. Let me see if I got... yeah. Even to connect sentences and to connect idea. Okay, Francesca?
Okay.
Okay, let me write it down. So list of connecting expressions. What else? What are the kind of vocabulary you would you want to get? Because of course I'm trying not just to give you some words, but to give you some word in a contest. So with maybe, or with an exercise, or with complete sentences in which you find out those kind of words. So connecting expression for speaking, connecting ideas, and what else? What were you thinking about, Francesca, that it could be useful?
At the moment, I can't think at anything else.
Okay, but some suggestion for interaction, I think.
Or maybe expression for not to be
to disagree.
No, to disagree, but also when you are thinking. Last time you said,
to take time.
oh, yeah, to take time. Oh, let me think. It's a good question.
Yeah, there's plenty of it. Yes, okay. So you have just to find out. I saw that you were already using something that we were practicing last time. So that was a very good thing. And you did much better than last time.
Thank you.
So at least it means, because it's not just a matter of studying. This is a matter of practicing, you know.
Practicing.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have two friends who are English native speaker.
Yeah.
One is one lives in Australia.
Yes.
And another one in the UK, and we talk daily.
Oh, good.
But most of the time we talk in Italian because I'm
too
shy.
I can't believe it.
I'm too shy.
And how do they speak Italian? Do they speak a good Italian?
They got very good at Italian speaking. Very.
Yes, but please praise them that they have to help you in this moment.
Yes.
So just oblige them. Pretend that they don't understand Italian.
They force me to speak
very
in
good.
English.
No, don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's the only solution that you have.
Yeah, and it's free.
Yes, believe me, even Marta, I remember a couple of years ago, before she was going abroad and having experience, Marta is becoming more fluent since the moment she was starting to bring English into her real life. Isn't it, Marta?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, yeah, when she went abroad and she was starting to have relationship and friends in England and maybe in Ireland you've been, haven't you?
No, I have been to England.
To England. And so when she was coming back, she was completely different. She was another one. And yeah, and that's because she was bringing the language into our life that you probably, Francesca, are not doing yet. You're trying to do it, but you have to, because you've been there, you've been living there. So
yeah.
That was your life.
You know, I worked in the UK last year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you told
and
me.
I had to speak English every day for
Every
months.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually you have to think that you are still in that situation, and when you speak, don't think that for example, you can pretend that I don't understand you, and from this moment onward I will not speak a word of Italian with you. Okay?
Okay.
So be careful.
Okay.
Not even writing.
Yeah.
Not even if it's urgent. No more. Okay. Okay, so selling that, I promise. Yeah.
Thank you very
Like
much.
as a young scout, I'm promising. And let's see. So next time we will decide what to do together if the weather allows us, as today was fine. And we see if we can meet here or online. It depends. So we can decide together at the last moment according to all our other engagement that we have. Okay.
Okay.
Big kiss to everybody and see you very soon. I'm sending some stuff to you meanwhile. Okay.
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 Have a good
See
evening.
you.
Bye,
To you
Marta. Bye,
girls.
Paola.
To you girls.
Time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye, sweeties.